Let's go. It's Law Nation. One way or another, baby, we're going to talk about this. You know, I get a lot of flack. I get a lot of flack from Cowboys side and as well with the Eagles. Shout out to them. Are the Cowboys still the team to beat? You know, it is what it is. Let me fix this up. Got a typo in the title line there. The team to beat, you know, so pardon the grammar. But let's go, Cowboy Nation. And everybody else that's listening, right? You know, it is what it is at this point. You get a lot of people who think that this team ain't going nowhere, right? I get a lot of people saying that, right? That's okay. I love it. I love it when they count us out, though. You know, that's the name of the game, right? Count the Cowboys out. Talk about the Cowboys, right? Fight amongst ourselves. Let's go. Come on, nation. Hit that like, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Yeah, come on. They talking mad cash money, right? Bring it. Be right here. Come on, Cowboy Nation. All right. What's up, everybody? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. This is the time of the year. This is the time of the year that everybody got their hypes, you know, going, and they got their love going in here. This is the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you, right? This is the most wonderful time of the year because everybody, mama, uncle, cousin, Tupac, and Biggie talking about who is going to be on top, who had the best draft season, who had the best off season. Oh, man, they got A.J. Brown. You know, nothing can go down that way on the wrong side of the table. Oh, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Thank you. It is. This is like Christmas because everybody got this good vibe about themselves, about their team. Now, Cowboys, we tend to, and I'm not going to put everybody on that list, but we tend to get in our feelings because we didn't do a certain thing, right? And I kept telling people, well, last year, the defense was straight. It was okay. And only people that we're missing off of this defense is Randy Gregory. If you want to throw in DeMonte KZ, we're missing, but DeMonte KZ. Okay. What is it?
Oh no!
How many games did Randy Gregory played in last year? How many games did Randy Gregory played in last year, Cowboy Nation? And I know a third of you guys was banging the table saying, what's wrong with KZ? Now, shout out to KZ. He did catch that interception for us, man, in the San Diego's game. That was a brilliant interception. They was marching all the way down the field, and baby, they was going to score. Then KZ, the receiver slipped, and he was able to pull the ball out of the sky. One for each finger said, okay, Gregory played 11 games. And I'm not raining on Randy Gregory parade. Shout out to him. We hope all is well. And here's another thing that I want people to understand. The strength of schedule, that's all BS. You know, it's bullshit. Don't look at strength of schedule. That's not a necessary tool anymore. It was good back in the 90s, maybe the early parts of 2000, but the NFL looked to seek parity in the league. So majority of these teams, everybody got talent. Everybody got talent on their teams. It's not like teams that is voided of all talent. It's not that. And the case in the situation is pretty much it depends on which conference you play too, you know. And the conference that we played in last year, oh my goodness. I mean, we got beat down by the Raiders. We lost by a few points to Denver. Oh, we lost by a few points. Kansas City Chiefs, we lost. And we barely pulled one from the Not San Diego Chargers, L.A. Chargers. We barely pulled one against them. But it is what it is. Nick, appreciate you for jumping in. Thank you for being part of the show. Be sure that guys get those likes up. Keep the engagement going. Another thing would be before we hit play on this audio. Last night, I apologize. My internet went down last night. I think some kind of crazy storm hit Dallas where I'm at and knocked off my internet, but it was just too late for it to come in. Conference and coaches. Yeah, Leon, yeah. I mean, Leon's spitting the truth over there. He's spitting the truth. He's spitting the truth. But neither here nor there. Let's just go and get right into it. Don't want to hold you guys forever.
This week, Howie Roseman, the general manager in Philly, changed that, trading for the Titans' A.J. Brown to pair with second-year wideout Devontae Smith. And that had Dan Orlovsky saying this on Get Up yesterday.
They're the division favorites. But, Greeny, they were the division favorites before the draft for me. I had felt because of what had happened with Dallas in this offseason, I liked the Philadelphia Eagles beforehand. But getting a player like A.J. Brown is a massive deal. The Eagles haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2014. Now we're talking about one of the better young receivers in the league. I think because of this addition, the Eagles are the team to beat in the NFC East.
All right. So with that being said, excuse me, did A.J. Brown have 1,000 yards last season? Can somebody put up his stats? Did he have 1,000 yards last season? Right? Put up his stats for me, please, Cowboy Nation. I know you guys are in the chat. And granted, I like AJ. I'm not finna throw any salt shade at AJ. This is not the time to throw salt and shade at Big Jordan Davis nor Nakobe Dean. All three of those guys, I like those boys, right? I like those boys. You know, those guys got great talent, good abilities. Those boys can ball. But excuse me, that he had 1,000 yards last year, St. Clair, appreciate you. To all the Eagle fans that think that they are better than Dallas, in the words of Ric Flair, to be the champion, you have to beat the champion. Woo! Oh my gosh, yeah. And don't get it twisted. Everybody can hold up a paper champ award, right? Anybody and everyone can hold up a paper champ award, right? And then for a little clarity of Clark performed in the Senior Bowl. He performed in the combine or what have you. And after they did all of this research and they saw that he had a herniated disc and he had to get that corrected before anything else can happen to it. It's not like he couldn't have played on it, but he did the right thing and had surgery back in March. Now, if you're walking around Dallas area, you can bump into Damone Clark. He's walking around. He's moving around. It's just that now he can't get hit in that particular area. His neck brace is off. He's moving around, and he's going to slowly move himself into the picture. They got him pegged for being able or eligible to play late October, around November. Now, my thoughts would be this right here, Cowboy Nation. Rest him. You don't have to rush him. And that's just me talking some defense. Y'all know I love defense. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Christian says 860 yards last year, 1,501 yards in 2020, and 1,072 yards in 2019. Barely over 1,000 yards. So, is that your number one wide receiver? And do you think who throws a better ball, Ryan Tannehill or Jalen Hurts? Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. So this is what y'all gonna do? Because those numbers, if Christian is right, those numbers look just like Michael Gallup's number. Are those Michael Gallup numbers, or that's a number one wide receiver number? Are those Michael Gallup numbers, or those number one? Ryan B.J. Jones said Ryan throw a better ball. Okay. Let me see what we got right here. Let me go pull up it. Let me see. Let me see Gallup. I don't know Gallup. Gallup was our what? Third option, second option at most points. Okay, because I know his numbers. He didn't finish out this year, 444. Let's go when Gallup was not hurt. Okay. Oh, 98 targets, 5 tubs. Okay, 843 yards. Okay. Was he our first wide receiver, second wide receiver, third wide receiver? Let me pull up AJ, man. I ain't gonna do AJ like that, man. We like Brown, we like Brown over here. 101 target, okay. Good stuff. 98 when targeted, okay. 3 yards per catch after contact, okay. Oh, 8 drops, okay. 5 tubs. I hope he play well in Eagles land. But when it's time for to play the Cowboys, just know. And now it's going to be clear and obvious. I'm going to put Diggs on him. Because I don't want Diggs too much on the other Alabama receiver. He's kind of fast and quick. And, I don't like my guy Diggs on that type of wide receiver. But you guys know how it goes, right? So we can't wait to see this matchup, right? Shout out to you, Taylor, man. I hope all is well. You said you're still in the hospital, man. Prayers goes up to you. Let's go. Voodoo Black, what's good? 79 reception, 1,102 yards. Go. Shout out to you, Voodoo Black. So, with that being said, it's an even situation if that's the case, right? We got our CD Lamb. We have Gallup. He won't be here for the first few weeks or what have you. I can say that for the first 2 months, I think the Gallup shouldn't be here. It'll be Jalen Tolbert, right? And also it will be Cowboy Nation, James Washington. And you know how we do. But let's get this thing going.
Wagyu, that's your boy. What do you think?
Here we go again, huh? Here we go again. I went through it last year with you, G. I went through it last year with you, and I told you all off season, a team make a move, and we forget that Dak Prescott is clearly the best quarterback in the NFC East. It blows my mind to think that A.J. Brown coming over to Philly with all of the questions about who Jalen Hurts will be going forward. Somehow Philly becomes the favorite in the division. Now, could they win it? Absolutely they could. But that's all predicated on Jalen Hurts' development. You can have all the receivers in the world you want. You better get them the ball at a high clip. I think Jalen will progress. I think he'll be good. But Dak Prescott still got CD Lamb and Michael Gallup.
So your point,
outside of CD Lamb, Michael Gallup is going to be a time for it. Shout out to Matt Owens. He did brought up to me earlier. He said he really don't compare stats or what have you. But if you really look at it, Jalen Tolbert had more yards and more receptions, and I think more touchdowns than Garrett Wilson. And he was a premier number 1 type of wide receiver. Nobody making those comparisons, which I get it, right? Comparisons are the robber of all joys, right? So when you start comparing your situation to someone else's situation, it takes away your joy. Now, one thing I can tell you, granted, we were the number 1 team in offense last year, with number 1 in points, number 1 in total yards, or what have you, and the efficiency level as it relates to red zone. We need to improve on that, right? And especially on the offensive line, we need to get more nastier, and we did just that, right? But at the same time, on the defensive side of the coin, we got to understand, regardless of what anybody else do, we only lost Randy Gregory. So whoever we add to this defense, we'll add to this defense. Now, I'm not sullying or taking away Randy Gregory attributes or what have you, what he brought to the table for those 11 games. But I'm quite sure, out of my mind, that if you can get Dante Fowler on the field, right, and you mix in not Sam Williams, D. Williams, then you can get some of those productions, dare I say, of what Randy Gregory brought to the table. That's all I'm saying. Let's see what Jalen Tolbert, only problem is a small school. Only problem. And you know the craziest thing? He had offers to big schools. Ohio State, Alabama. You know, instead of playing for Alabama, he played for South Alabama. I think he even had an offer to go to LSU. So Jalen literally could have went to a bigger school. Let's not get it twisted. And I'm not saying that Jalen can walk on water. He still got to earn his keeps. I want the Cowboys to look into this situation and say, Simi, Noah Brown of all people, shout out to Noah Brown. Shout out to Noah Brown, right? He's on his team. James Washington and even C.D. Lamb. We want you guys to compete. We really want you guys to compete. Don't give Jalen anything. And even if we look at the undrafted guys, shoo, they better come in this thing hungry. Let's go.
And I agree with it, is that Jalen Hurts' ceiling is probably still not Dak Prescott. I get that. But the question mark is can he be good enough with this array of talent around him? The running back is good. The tight end is good. The receivers are now elite. They've made some moves on the offensive line. Can he be good enough to put this team over the top in the division?
Gee, I think that's the question everybody has. Honestly, like if you think about the move for A.J. Brown, Devontae being drafted last year, Jalen Hurts is in the year like Tua Tagovailoa. I think both of those guys are in almost identical years when you start talking about what their teams or what their respective organizations have done in order to set them up for success. There is no better way to set your quarterback up for success than to go get a guy like A.J. Brown, who you don't have to throw the ball 50 yards down the field every time for him to have success or for it to look like it has success. Mm-hmm. But back to the question at hand, right?
Let me read what they put up on their screen. So overall, Jalen Hurts, and shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. He's one of my guys, man. You know, I'm not finna say that Jalen Hurts is trash or anything. I like his temperaments, okay? All right, overall, 61.3 has ranked him 26th ranked. In pressures, 40.7. That put him at 26th ranked. 20-plus yards thrown. That put him at 20th ranked. That's 37.9. That's his percentages and all of this good stuff. So you got to look at it like, okay, all of a sudden, by getting a better target, getting a better wide receiver, these numbers are going to increase. Now, if I'm a betting man, you know, one can argue sometimes when you force things, it don't come out the same. Let me know if I'm wrong. When you force something, it don't come out the same. You know, that's all I'm going to say. But neither here nor there. I recall Matthew Stafford back in the days, and I'm not saying that Jalen is Matthew Stafford. I always got to put that disclaimer out there. Matthew Stafford, when he had Megatron, it kind of warped his mind because he felt like, hey, I got this massive big target. I got this guy that I know can run like a gazelle, and A.J. Brown is not on the same planet as Megatron, by the way. But you guys get where I'm going at, right? I think if the Eagles try to force Jalen to be who he's not, it's going to do more harm than good. The Eagles are better when they run the ball. And even to all of the Eagle fans out there, I know you guys want to throw the ball all over the field. That seems as if, though, that's the sexy thing to do. But when you guys are running out of that 12 look, that 12 personnel, utilizing your tight ends, hitting your guys in the middle of the field, and running the ball with the 3 running backs that you guys had, y'all won the Super Bowl. Solid defense, running the ball. Y'all got all the way into the playoffs and made it happen. Shout out to y'all for that. Shout out to y'all. It hurts me to even say that, but I'm keeping everything. I'm keeping everything 100. You know, so you guys can't say, well, Law over here placating and capping. No. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for that. Great strategy, meaning that it was a system. Y'all went and got foes into the doggone playoffs and won a Super Bowl. And I was cheering for 1 second because I didn't want Tom Brady to win another ring. And then ultimately, the very next year, Tom Brady won the ring back. So it goes crazy, right? But neither here nor there. When you try to force something, it don't come out the right way. And if you guys were smart, you'll get back to running the ball. But AJ, he didn't leave the Titans happy. He left disgruntled, and it will happen again. Y'all, yeah. What's good with y'all? Let me see what else we have here. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Thank everybody for being part of this thing. And Jalen Hurts is the black Baker Mayfield. Y'all crazy, man. Oh, my goodness, man. Dak has a better QBR. Yeah. How old is this Cowboys team? You talking about in general or the Cowboys organization? Relative, I think that this is still one of the younger teams in the NFL, believe it or not. But as far as the Cowboys' age out of everybody in the NFC, we are the youngest team in the NFC, and we are the ones that's dominating basically over the course of the years. All right, so Prince, what's good? He said Jalen Hurts has improved every year since he started in college. Josh Allen improved in his second year, and when he got a number one wide receiver, Jalen is working with Tom Brady. Who's he working with? I'm quite sure that everybody is improving, right? Prince, everyone is improving. Everyone is improving. That's what you're supposed to do. Go from this year to this year, right? You're not supposed to regress in a sense. You're supposed to progress. And I think that Jalen made progress. But let's pull this up. What percentages are you looking at? To climb down from the 26th to the 20th, right? And overall, maybe climb down from the pressure, alleviating the pressure from the 26th rank, maybe to the 15th. That will improve him for 20 yards or more throwing the ball. Maybe that completion percentage get up just a little bit because you got an A.J. Brown. Or he can still overthrow it, and now it's picked off by Malik Hooker to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, you know. Yeah, so it is what it is. And that could happen. Jesse, what's good? Law, remember when we got Robert Quinn in free agency and everyone was clouding us for that? He ended up being our best defensive line or defensive edge guy. I think we will get it from Fowler. Ooh, it goes all the way back to my...
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Jalen Hurts, we know, is in a year where he's going to have to prove it. But everybody forgets about defense. Who was the best defense in the NFC East last year, G?
Hey. Shout out to you, PZ, man. Appreciate you. Joe, thank you. And shout out to you, Grafons, that's on the Trevor. Appreciate you. Who's the best team in the NFC East as it relates to defense? Could somebody put it down? Can I see it in the chat, whether or not you root for the Cowboys or not? Let me repeat this. Let me see if he can repeat this one more time.
Prove it. But everybody forgets about defense. Who was the best defense in the NFC East last year, G?
Well,
can somebody put it in the chat? I see one for each finger, did. Can somebody else? Can I get some more people to give praises? It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be mad at these draft picks that we got. But I'm here to bring it back to you, Cowboy Nation. I'm here to bring you guys back and let you guys know that anyone that we added is added to the best team as it relates to defense. Oh, okay. I see enough answers in there. So let me see if G gonna answer that.
I mean, Dallas, who we thought that was going to be their enormous weakness, they obviously took a huge step forward with Micah Parsons leading the way, and we'll see if they're able to do it. But I don't think with Dallas you hang your hat on the defense. It's still mostly about the quarterback. It is.
Wait a minute. And I got to say this, real talk.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
if the Cowboys continue to look at, hey, I need to improve this defense better, keep getting this defense better, keep moving these pieces around better, shoot, that's been the issue. Offense been cool. See, people look at the wrong angle of things, right? People look at you need an elite quarterback. You need an excellent quarterback that can walk on water and these sorts of things. There are more teams with Super Bowls with that quarterback who can just lead the team, manage the game, stay in the situation, and stay on top. Don't give the ball to the opposition. Limit your turnovers. Play a sound, strong football game on the defensive side of the coin. And, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you lift that Lombardi trophy up. It is. We wasn't moving. Look, people go all the way back to the 90s and everything and they say about the triplets and everything. But what really sparked everything was a guy by the name of Charles Haley. What really sparked everything was quietly that this defense in the 90s were a top 5 defense. That what sparked everything. And you add in a manageable offense that can strike at any time. That was help. That was helps a lot. Shoo. And Russell Maryland was a guy, he didn't get a lot of accolades, not a lot of awards. But don't sleep on John Ridgway. Don't sleep on him. He's going to show you guys the best way. Inside, 6'6", 320 pounds. And I get it. The Eagles went and got Big Jordan Davis. He is a stud, big stud. I like it. I love the fact that they got iron sharpen iron. Yeah, and we ain't going to forget about Leon. Yeah, big Leon Lett and Tony Tolbert and all of those boys.
It's fascinating, by the way, the comparison. Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts, similar situations. One-time college teammates actually both played in a national championship game scenario. But, Diana, how about it? In Philly, they have high hopes. That's an enormous acquisition they make there, obviously. Eagles, right now, the team in the NFC East.
I appreciate Dan Orlovsky's simple statements. You know, this is the same guy who eats his chicken plain, nothing on it, right? And I think this take is simple because he's just reacting. Marcus, I don't mean to pile on your guy there, but, you know, I think this is seeing an A.J. Brown name, seeing a 24-year-old receiver who hasn't even hit his prime and think, oh, my gosh, this offense is going to be electric. They're going to have to completely change the identity of their offense on top of the fact that we haven't even seen if Jalen Hurts can perform to the level. Yes, the pieces are there. And I would say of any quarterback in the league, the pressure is on Jalen Hurts the most because Howie Roseman has now put together a roster that should be successful, and it's going to come down to whether or not Hurts can do it.
Can I take the other side of this and defend our buddy Monday Dan for just a moment?
No. Don't try to put the lipstick on the pig. You know, don't try to do that, Jay. You know, Grady, Dak was struggling without Cooper. A number 1 wide receiver can't help. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, and the offseason is still not set in stone. It's not done. You still got some guys that you can still pluck around and pull on your team if you want to just bring somebody in. But so far, I'm not saying that Jalen Tolbert will walk on water, and I'm not saying that CeeDee Lamb was just going to be this person that everybody going to look at and say, oh, wow, look at his 3rd year. But collectively speaking, getting back to nasty time, you know, shout out to my guy Big Game James who coined this phrase.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
You know, as far as getting back to those nasty guys, those maulers on the offensive line, keep in mind we were 6-1 when we ran the ball efficiently, right? Efficiently, 3rd in rushing for that time frame. Get back to running the ball, bring back 12 personnel. That's why I banged the table saying, hey, get a tight end in here. Get a tight end in here. And I just hope that when Jarwin was playing last year that he could have just remained healthy. But they rushed him, right? And that was a big no-no for us. Hurt his hip again and leg and everything else. And then he caught C-19. It was just nasty for him. And we just had Schultz. We had Schultz and Jeremy Sprinkler. But now we got some guys that are going to be reinforced back on this team, baby. Kellen Moore needs to go. That's just the bottom line. This is from Robert, basically. Wilson, appreciate you, man. My thing is with Kellen Moore, he's going into his 4th year ever calling plays. Get back to
It's Mr. Nasty time.
Get back to running that thing, man. All right, let's go.
Moment here. And Mike Tannenbaum, is there a better 1-2 punch in the NFL right now when you consider how different they are, how different their skill sets are than A.J. Brown, the enormous physical presence that he is, and then Devontae Smith, the small and quick and dynamic player? I mean, that's an elite pair of receivers. It's not just good. They're not just good. They may be the best combination in the league. Plus, they can run it. Plus, they've got the tight end. I would argue Jalen Hurts doesn't have to be anything but average, and I think he is capable of being average. And while that
Woo! Y'all hear the word elite? Now, granted, Devontae Adams, shout out to him. Let me see Roll Tide in the comment. Shout out to all of the Alabama boys. He had one of the better years of all rookies ever to put on that Eagles uniform at wide receiver, right? I think that he hit all type of records. And granted, I don't know if it was before the 17th game or the 17th game, but he did put up some good numbers, right? So excuse me, Greeny, are you already saying that word elite goes into his favor now? Are you saying that a guy that put up those yards is elite? And excuse me, for A.J. Brown, are you saying that A.J. Brown now is elite because of his size? Are you literally saying that? Look, is A.J. Brown, look, I get it. I can see the growth aspect of Devontae Adams, But are you guys really putting this dude as an elite status? Let me bring him up. So this guy will be elite. Is he elite? Is that the case in the scenario? Because y'all fought me left and right all last year when we talked about Cooper glowingly about his numbers. And let me just, and I know Cooper is on a whole nother team. I forgot Cooper's number. Let me see what Cooper did last year. Let me see where Amari supposed to be automatically putting up there. Let me see, Amari. Did they take your name off here? Here we go. I forgot his numbers. 99 targets, 8 tubs. Okay. 865. So he had similar numbers as it relates to A.J. Brown. And we know he missed some games. All right, and 122 passer rating when targeted. Okay, 3 drops, 8 touchdowns, 865 yards. So that's similar. That's similar to what A.J. did, but the touchdowns different. Let me see what A.J. Brown was when targeted. I need to look at that. I think it was like 90-something. It was 90-something, I believe. All right, yeah, 98.2. That's pretty good numbers right there. Targeted, 5 tubs, that's not bad. 8 drops, that's one of the thing. And he had a few more targets than my guy, Amari Cooper. So those numbers are very comparable. So it's AJ. Let me read. AJ Brown is good, but not elite. Okay. Devontae Smith, I meant to say, I'm sorry, I said Adams. My mind is everywhere. Yeah, Devontae Adams is elite. But Smith, my bad. Charge it to my head, not my heart, baby. Let everybody know this live. I make mistakes. No one perfect but the Lord. Yeah, But yeah, Devontae Smith, yeah. Now, Devontae Smith, let him go on his trajectory of being one of those young, new, up-and-coming wide receivers. I'm not finna throw salt on the kid. But is A.J. Brown, though? Is he elite? Let's go. Sip the truth. Law, I'm glad the NFC East stepped their game up with their picks. Iron sharpen iron. Yes, because we got to get ready, baby. We got to get ready for the next level. So we got to beat up on these boys in the NFC so we can get up to the next level. You right. Maul pancake our opponents every game. Yeah. Tyler, that big boy Smith, he looked to land on somebody. So it could be a situation that when you look at Tyler Smith, that big boy, and some reports I was looking, it's literally have 6'5", 330. instead of 325 or 324. So he could be 330. 332. That was one report that I read. So that's a big boy, man. But I feel what you're saying. Let's listen to these guys.
Be true. I agree 1,000% with Swagoo, which is Jalen Hurts can't get the ball down the field. As Hembo pointed out, 48% of his throws went beyond the sticks. That was 23rd in the league. So Greeny, they could have a track team out there, but if he can't get the ball down the field consistently, it won't matter.
Well, to quote my friend J.J. Redick, that's because he was throwing it to plumbers and firemen. He's got much better receivers.
But see,
Get him. Get him, Swaggo.
This is what Mike T and Diana, this is what G and Dan is going to do until the season comes. Oh, look at the Eagles. Last year was damn Taylor Heineke was going to lead the Washington football team at the time, which is now the Washington Commanders. Now, Jalen Hurts has a new epiphany. He can throw it like Tom Brady down the field. They want to go. They want it so bad. They want the Cowboys to lose so bad that people are doing things we've never seen them done. Never seen them do. They gonna do it this year. I'm sick of it. I'm not gonna fall in the trap. This is my last time getting emotional about it. Dak Prescott, best quarterback in the NFC East. That's the favorite right now.
I agree.
The first thing Marcus said that was wrong in this entire conversation is that it's the last time he's going to get emotional about it. I'm going to make you emotional about it.
Yeah. Hey, here's the thing. Swaggo, he's right. Last year, if you guys just rewind the tape around this time, hear me out. We had Eagle guys. We had Washington. You know, Giants fans, they just been like they've been on the cool. They haven't been saying much, man. I think the Giants last time they beat us was in 2016, right? But shout out to the Giants, man. But outside of that, Cowboy Nation, it's been a scenario whereas last year around this time, everybody bumping their gums about their team is better. They stole the draft last year, blah, blah, blah. And shout out to my guy Lord Brunson. You know, he been talking. You know, he sent this, he retweeted this or what have you. And he said, look at the draft grades, Law. Look at it, baby. We love it. You know, A+, you know. Granted, what y'all want, a cookie? You know, I mean, y'all get an A+. And you know what? I literally love being – you can't even see where the Cowboys are at. Let me see if I can rig it so you can see our grade down there. And it's a big old D. I love it when everybody count us out. I love it because that is the name of the game. Count the Cowboys out. You see that big old D right there? Throw some D's on it, baby. Throw some D's on it because – here's the thing, the beautiful people that's watching and listening. When they count the Dallas Cowboys out, watch it and listen. There's somebody in this draft that everybody going to be like, man, I don't know who it is. Matter of fact, I don't know who it is. I don't care. But watch, they going to be like, man, we sure missed out on that dude. Oh, my goodness, man, did y'all get a chance to see Williams? He had 3 sacks in one game. We still waiting on Aiden Hutchinson to make a sack. We still waiting on Trayvon Walker to make a sack, you know. Or it could be Devin Harper, who knows? And they're going to say, man, boy, that Willie McClay, give us those D's. Throw some D's on it, baby. Let me see in the chat. Throw some D's on it because I love it. I love it when the pundits say, yeah, this about that and that about this because we've seen this storyline happen before. We seen where they said, yeah, the Cowboys reaching, baby. Cowboys, that's what they do. They reach, and let us reach then. Let us continue to reach because that is the thing. Because so many people, when they count us out, that's when we excel. When they say, man, we can't do this, we won't do that, that's when we excel. When they say, you know, this situation and this scenario would never work out for the Cowboys, that's when we grind. That's when we open up people's mind. That's when we bring out the reality of it that the Cowboys on top and everybody else still looking
Cowboys
up.
will surprise us here.
There you go. Let me play this again.
With the 31st pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Travis Frederick, center, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Wow. I have a 3rd-round grade on Travis Frederick, and I like him. He's a tough guy, especially in short areas. Dallas right now has Phil Costa, who's a restricted free agent, Ryan Cook, a retread from Minnesota. This is a kid, a typical Wisconsin offensive lineman. He's tough, he takes great angles, he's strong, but I had a third-round grade on him, and I think it's a little bit of a reach at this point.
Keep reaching, baby. I think he's somewhere still reaching somewhere. That guy, he's somewhere still reaching. Is that the case in the scenario? It is what it is. Travis, baby, yeah, throw some D's on it, baby. Give us some D's because it is what it is. Cowboy Nation. Let me see my guy right here. I told him I love it. I love it because my guy Lord Bronson, man. Shout out to him and all of his Eagles followers. They call them Bully Bronsons over there. Shout out to them. But, man, come on, fam. I love it. He said he approved that message. And the whole argument, let me tell y'all where this argument came from. This argument, it came from this little chart line for your mind. Let me see if y'all can read everything. And the numbers are a little off, because I didn't include the playoff numbers, but that's a story of a different day. You see all of that's in green or what have you, 136 total tackles, right? 78 solos to Nakobe Dean's before the playoff is included in all of these national championship games. It's okay. 61 total tackles, 29 solos. 5.5 sacks for Clark. 5 sacks for my guy, Dean. 1 forced fumble, 2 forced fumble for Clark. So it is what it is. 1 interception for Clark, 2 interceptions for Dean. 15 tackles for loss. And I think that the updated stat line will put you right at Dean's 10 tackles for loss. I got a lot of people, got a lot of hate for this message right here. And I get it, right? I understand. It is what it is. My thing is, once you put on that silver and blue, I'm fighting for you. I'm going to stay true. That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog, right? Shout out to you, Sadiqua. Thank you so much for your love and adulations. Come on now. 378 in here and only 109 likes. Come on, y'all. What y'all doing? Get them likes up.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah, so I'm not finna ridicule Dean. We love Dean. Now, let's not look at Dean as trash or anything, but he's not going to play alongside Parsons, right? He's a 5'11" guy, 220 pounds. He's going to the Eagles. We got us a 6'3", 245-pound guy who flies and chases to the ball. Nobody in college had more tackles than Clark last year. Let that ring its own bell instead of the shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Yeah. So let's not sully Clark, because I get it. I can imagine a world. All of those defensive linemen for the Georgia team made it, I believe, was ranked high. They was good guys. Wyatt, great, excellent. Strong hands, get off his release so quick. Baby, that boy is nasty with it. Jordan Davis requires 2.5 persons, just to slow him down and stop him. And then you had Trayvon Walker, who went #1 pick overall. Shoot, you could throw me out there, Maybe I never said, man, look at that dude Law, man. That dude hitting, baby. That rotation of guy, man, maybe we get him in the third. He all right. Maybe get him. No, I'll slide all the way to the 5th. I said, Law, man, that dude Law, man, he the 5th round. No disrespect to Dean, though. He couldn't help where he played. But could you imagine if Wyatt and Davis played for the LSU Tigers and you had Clark in the backfield? I wonder what those numbers would have looked like. I'm just saying. And hear me out, Cowboy Nation. I'm not taking down or talking down on Nakobe Dean. I hope that he can get back out there on the field and play as early as often so that we won't be going back and forth talking about this conversation. Let's see. Frederick, what's good, man? Shout out to you. This thing keep it moving. Here we go. They had good draft picks, but like I said earlier do they have the coach? The Eagles Philly going through the Jason Garrett years. I can't say they're going through the Jason Garrett years. They got them a ring. And a Super Bowl ring high will last 10 years. Every Super Bowl ring you get, that high lasts for 10 years. So they're going to still be saying, hey, man, we got a Super Bowl, man. What y'all talking about, man? That's old news. Y'all rings is dust now, right? And we approaching 30 years. Because we had 3, right? And that time frame is, that 90s high is wearing off on us, man. So we got to do something now. I don't want it to be 30 years and counting, so we got to do something now. So I declare and decree, man, before 30 years of absence from the Super Bowl, the Cowboys will get back to it, right? That high. Let me know in the chat if that high is rolling. You coming down from that 90s high. You know? Because that's the first argument. They said, man, when the last time you won, a Super Bowl? And they got that bragging right. Right now the Giants are still afloat because they living off of that high, that Eli Manning high of winning those 2 Super Bowls. Come on, it's a long time. Yeah. We want our bragging rights back. Yeah, Leon. So we get our temporary bragging rights for right now for being the NFC East champs, and there's much to do about nothing. If that's your goal, look, the DA been off that 90s high. No, you still on it. You still on it a little bit. You still on that high just a little bit. You coming down off of it a little bit, but you still on it just a little bit. Eagles 1 ring is lonely. Yep, it is. We need 6, but Super Bowl rings don't expire. DC for life. You ain't lying. But this Clark kid can absolutely be.
Thief! Stop! Thief! Come back, thief!
Yep, they may get old, but they don't expire. And that is exactly what Clark can bring to the table. Like I said earlier, about 30 minutes ago, Clark is able to walk around. He got his neck brace off. He's walking around. He's looking for homes in Dallas, and he's okay. It's just that can he take a hit now? And I prefer him to slowly, because there's spinal fusion. It's a serious nature, regardless of the situation. It's a serious injury. It is a very serious injury, and we've seen players change, for the bad because they changed their approach to tackling. But if anybody tried to equate how Clark chase, run, hit to the ball comparable to LVE, you haven't been watching football. You haven't watched LSU tape. You haven't been watching enough football. 2 different approach, 2 different animals as it relates to approaching the football, clawing it out, and hitting. Story Jackson is a beast. Oh my gosh, man. Oh. Shout out to somebody. I think it was my guy Bama. Let me pull you more. I want to give you credit because you jumped in my Twitter DM and you said, "Law, check out Story Jackson." Bama boy for life, man. I appreciate you, fam. Bama boy for life. If you watching right now, you're a real one. You said check out because I'm going down my list. I got my guy Ty Fry. I can't say this man's last name for the same word. I'm going to have to continue to say it. I got Ty's tape in the queue, and I got to watch those games. But it is what it is. Clark and Parsons will be fired. Action Jackson, yep. Heat-seeking missile, yeah. I mean, Bama boys for life. Man, he sent me this Story Jackson, and I went to go looking. I went to go look up Liberty tape, and when I turned on the Liberty tape, I said, yeah. All right, cool. And I don't have Prairie View tape, so I went and hit up some of my brothers over there down there in Prairie View, and they were saying, yeah, it checked out, man. That dude, Story Jackson, is the truth. And then I hit him up on the IG page, man. Dude is a monster. Marquise Bell from Florida A&M, gonna be a beast. If you really compare Marquise Bell to a Cam Chancellor or somebody like that, you won't be wrong as it relates to how they hit. And he's a 4-4 guy. And these small school guys, I promise y'all, man, those guys, I'm always rooting for the underdog. If you ever notice me, I'm always, like, one of my biggest videos ever was, and I'm wrong, I'm not always right. Right? And I think he plays for the USFL now. Lance Lenore, and I took the video down because, copyright or what have you, but Lance Lenore had over 250,000 views because I was telling everybody about Lance Lenore. Lance did okay in the NFL, just made some dumb decisions, hitting the guy while he was out of bounds. He was a special teams hero, but he just never could get right on the Cowboys. But I love underdogs, like I was telling my nephew, man, he's 6'2.5" right now. He runs a 4.4 40. And he didn't get accepted to big schools or what have you, but I just told him keep grinding away, keep chipping away, man. That opportunity, that moment will be there for you. Just got to keep going, got to keep at it. It will happen. Shoot. Yep, Quinn at 316. Yep. Nobles, shout out to you. Shout out to you, Miss Scott and Pro. Appreciate you for jumping in. So with that being said, Cowboy Nation, don't fret. We got more and more content throughout the day. I like Damone Clark. I'm not saying that he's better or worse than Nakobe Dean. But those numbers, you can't lie about numbers. And then when you turn on the tape, you can't lie about the speed that you see on the tape. You can't sit there and say to yourself, nah, man, that dude trash. You going to say to yourself, they just gave 18 to him. Tell him, hey, man, take that 35 off, man. Let me give you 18. Just because they didn't, ran out of numbers. No, they give that man 18 because they know he a real one. It is what it is. Let me see what else we have here. It is what it is. Let me see what we got here. Somebody else said something. I'm trying to find it before we rock. No, I ain't gonna go into that detail. Shout out to him. This detail was blind resume for Lyle Collins. Which one is he, the right or the left? And some guy was going back and forth with me on Twitter about that. Chat, please keep Philly fan in our prayers. What happened to Philly fan? Sadiq, or they're just letting them know that our defense is coming? Look. 252, man, appreciate you. Story Jackson and Ridgeway. Whew. Look, before you guys go into those two, let's not sleep on Harper. I think Harper is another guy that the Cowboys will utilize in this particular system. He is a go-getter, and even if he plays just special teams, when he's inserted, you'll see a difference. This is no more of the Luke Giffords of the world, right? And a shout out to Luke Gifford, but this is no more of the guy that's sitting back and just chilling. No, these guys are trying to take heads off. We looking for dogs, right? This dude trying to take heads off.
This is Sparta!
So appreciate everybody for jumping in. I thank all of you guys for being part of this episode. Be sure to write this down. At the end of the day, there's one thing a man should always do. Mainly, to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices turns hearts into stones. In the beginning, it was brother. Man, I'll kill for brother. I'll ride for brother. The morals of life. Live, love, and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. You see, they'll take a decent man and alter his heart until they seek to rip him apart. Those men, no man should call them friends. because they bend lives around the truth until they meet their end. Cowboy Nation, write that down for all of the fellas. Let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. Respect this, right? Shout out to you, JD. Shout out to everybody that's joining in. Be sure to know. Go down the path. The right way, like Ridgeway. Go down that pathway, baby. Let's roll. Let's go. That's been my time, baby.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, it's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Yeah. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. You matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Let's put 18 in there. hey, I see my guy, Madman. He said, "Why is AJ on the screen?" So look, I just edited. Now I put my guy 18 on the screen. Look at that.
Everything is on me, oh, you matter what?
Come on. Boom. Hit him in his chin. Let's go.
Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
One love, baby. Appreciate it, all of y'all, man. Thank those who hit that like button and shared. If you have not hit that like button, nor shared this content, nor subscribed, come on.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Hey, and you already know how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. You already know.
Get your damn act together.
If you didn't hit that like.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know. So you understand the words I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Now lean forward. We up out, baby.